Have you ever looked around and wondered why some people seem to build wealth almost easily, while others, work just as hard but maybe don't see the same results?
Yeah, a common question.
Well, today we're doing a deep dive into something called wealth consciousness. And it's not just about wishing you were rich.
Exactly. It's more
Oh.
foundational than that. Wealth consciousness, well, it's really an internal way of thinking, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
It's the perspective, often subconscious, that kind of guides your financial decisions,
Yeah.
your choices. And that ultimately shapes your financial reality.
Right, like an underlying operating system for money.
Sort of,
Yeah.
yeah. Your beliefs about money act like a filter.
Right.
They influence what opportunities you see or maybe even ignore and how you perceive risk.
Yeah, it's definitely deeper than just like thinking positive thoughts. And there's actually research backing this up. I saw a study, Journal of Consumer Psychology, I think.
Oh, yeah.
It found a real connection between having a, let's say, more positive money mindset and actually making um, better financial choices.
That makes sense.
Think about it. You can have two people, same income level, but their financial paths look totally different. Often the real difference is that internal mindset.
Which brings us to something really key for listeners to think about. These limiting beliefs.
Ah,
These are
yes.
those, often deep-seated ideas, maybe subconscious, that can genuinely hold you back financially, sometimes without you even realizing it's happening.
We all kind of have those little nagging thoughts, don't we? Maybe things like, money is the root of all evil.
Classic one.
Or, I'm not good with money. Or maybe even believing that, rich people must be greedy.
And these ideas, where do they come from? Often just absorbed from our environment, family, society.
Hmm.
But they can become really powerful, self-fulfilling prophecies if we let them.
They really can.
Absolutely. I remember reading about a woman, Sarah. She grew up hearing her parents argue constantly about money. It was always stressful. So as an adult, she just avoided dealing with her finances.
Oh.
Completely. Ignored bills, didn't budget. It wasn't until she consciously stopped and said, okay, where did this avoidance come from? And challenged those negative feelings,
Uh-huh.
that she actually started to feel like empowered. She finally took control.
That's a great example. So, okay, someone listening is thinking, yeah, that sounds like me. What can they actually do? How do you cultivate this wealth consciousness?
Well, the good news is it's not some mystical secret. It involves pretty practical steps.
Okay. Like what?
First off, self-awareness.
Yeah.
It's really like identifying those limiting beliefs we talked about.
Yeah.
You have to see them first and then question them. Ask yourself, is this really true for me?
Right. Challenging the assumptions.
Precisely. And then building on that awareness comes education. Actively learning about personal finance, how money works, different strategies for building wealth.
So knowledge combats the fear or the negative beliefs.
Exactly. It gives you confidence.
Yeah.
You start making decisions based on information, not just old habits or, misinformation.
Makes sense. What else?
Then there are more active mental techniques. Visualization is one.
Picturing your goals.
Yeah. Regularly picturing your financial goals as if, they're already real.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit out there, maybe,
Yeah.
but it can be really powerful for reinforcing belief and keeping you motivated.
Okay. And I've heard about affirmations too.
Mm-hmm. Positive statements about yourself and your relationship with money. Repeating them consistently helps sort of reprogram your thinking over time. And surrounding yourself with positivity, like consuming empowering content, connecting with supportive communities.
And again, this isn't just guesswork, is it? There's research about financial mindfulness.
Yeah, there is. Studies suggest that being more mindfully aware of your finances, really paying attention, is linked to better outcomes. Things like improved credit scores, making more rational investment choices.
So being consciously engaged makes a difference.
It seems to. When you're aware, you tend to make better, more deliberate decisions.
But here's a really important point, I think. Mindset alone, it's not a magic wand.
Oh, absolutely not. That's critical. You have to take action.
All the positive thinking is great, but if you don't do anything.
Exactly. It won't change much. So setting clear, specific financial goals, actually creating a budget, tracking where your money is going, these are the actions that turn the mindset into results.
Practical steps.
And maybe even seeking out mentorship or coaching. Learning from people who've already, figured things out can be incredibly helpful. Like that guy, John, who started reading books on wealth, went to workshops,
Right. He took active steps alongside shifting his mindset.
and saw real improvement in his finances. It's the combination.
And this isn't something you just do once and you're set, is it? Maintaining this wealth consciousness takes ongoing effort.
That's right. It's a continuous process, really. A journey, not a destination.
So how do you sustain it?
Well, regular reflection is key. Checking in with yourself. What are my current beliefs about money? Are my habits aligned with my goals? Have any old limiting beliefs crept back in?
Staying self-aware.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And continuous learning. Stay informed about financial trends, maybe changes in the economy. Keep adapting.
And community, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, connecting with supportive people, maybe a mastermind group or just friends who are also focused on growth. That provides encouragement, accountability. It helps keep you on track. Again, research points to this sustained mindfulness being important for long-term financial well-being.
Okay. So I guess the main takeaway for everyone listening today is that really transforming your internal mindset can change your financial path.
It genuinely can.
It's about consciously choosing to get on that path, that journey toward wealth consciousness, one step at a time.
Yeah. Which maybe leads to a final thought for people to chew on.
Go for it.
Think back to those limiting beliefs we mentioned earlier. Money is evil. I'm bad with money, whatever resonates. Is there maybe one specific belief that could be, perhaps subtly, influencing your financial decisions right now, even in ways you haven't fully recognized?
That's a deep question.
And if you can identify what's just one small, concrete step you could take, maybe even today, to start challenging that belief?